Welcome to One Connection Away podcast. I'm Jenny, founder of Your Global Connection, an ecosystem built on bringing the right people into the right rooms. And I'm here with my co-host, Steve Lee of Cross Country Mortgage.
Yes. Been in business for a little while. Over 23 years. So I think that we're just here to connect people.
Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. And today we got a special guest. And I'm so glad to have Jackie of She Means Business with us today. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for the invite.
Thank you. Thank you. All righty. So let's just start here. Let's because we always like to go deeper than just the titles in the business. So how would you describe yourself outside of what you do?
I like that question. Well, first of all, thank you for having me here.
Yes.
I know we've been talking about this and we finally make it happen. So I'm very, very happy. Mm-hmm. Well, how do I describe myself outside of the business? Well, I'm a very happy person, very energetic. Mm-hmm. I try to burn that energy through dance. So I'm a dancer as well. And I absolutely love to dance. So I'm also a mother of two, both adults, and I'm a grandmother of two.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so that is me in a nutshell of outside of what I do in the business, and of course a wife.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, so what life experiences has shaped you the most, Jackie?
Okay, so one of the life experiences was moving countries. I am originally from Guatemala. I was born and raised in Guatemala. I like to say Guatemala because if I say Guatemala, it sounds like watermelon. Yeah. And people are like, watermelon, what is that at? I'm like, no, Guatemala, the country. So I back in the day, I would say 21 years now, I moved countries, and it was a very challenging time, but I didn't know anything different. So to me, it was like, we're moving countries. This is what we do. So I feel that because of the way I see life and the way I conduct myself through life, I never saw it as a challenge. Now looking back, I'm like, oh, whoa, that was hard.
Yes.
But I didn't see it as a challenge at that time. I just saw it as a process, as part of my life, and life changes. But I didn't know the language very well. You know, it's one of those that you study the language in high school and you think you're fluent, and then you go to the country and it's like, oh, no. I am not fluent. So I started learning English with my kids, with my son, because he was in school age. And just from there, you know, English was getting better and better.
Nice. I know moving to a different country is really, really challenging, but also exciting at the same time, right? So
absolutely.
So kudos to you having a brave heart to just really move from Guatemala to the U.S.
Thank you. Well, that's a long story that we probably need another full podcast for that. But yeah, there's a reason why I moved, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah. We'll do a part 2 then.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're glad you're here. And I know your transition was hard. It was you and your 2 kids, right?
Yes, and my husband at the time. Yes.
So it's coming here. That's scary.
Very.
So I mean, you had the strength and willpower and determination to do that. So if you could do that, you could do anything.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
It's like, I have a superpower. But no, I feel that, again, because the way I go through life, I don't see a challenge as a challenge until I look back and I say, oh my God, I don't know how I survived through that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it could be scary for some people. Would I do it again? Absolutely. If there's opportunities for me and my family, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I did it once. I can rebuild anytime. So I'm not scared of that.
No.
That's good to hear. So what season of your life are you currently in?
I am in the season of doing and building and connecting. I love the name of your podcast because one of the things that I put in my heart is like, I noticed that I was very good at connecting people. Mm-hmm. And I feel because of I've been in the industry, I'm a photographer, so I've been in this industry for so long. Mm-hmm. I was able to meet amazing people. So I feel that because of that season, now I am in that part where I can say this was all worth it. And do I want more? Absolutely. Yes, I do. I'm a very ambitious woman, and ambitious in a good way. So I always give myself a tight hug for all the accomplishments. Yeah. But I never stop building. So I feel that I'm in that season when I'm very happy. I feel accomplished, but I want more.
I love that. I love that. And I can see the happiness in your face, girl.
Thank
so
you.
yeah, so happy to see
I also danced this morning, so that makes me very happy.
There you go.
That energy, right? Set you up for the day.
Yes,
So,
yes.
No, it's mind and body has to work together. It's not just your mind. It's not just your body. It all has to work, and that's when you perform the best.
Absolutely,
You know?
yes.
So I saw a quote last week. I think it's from Bruce Lee.
Okay, I love Bruce Lee.
But it's like, you think you're plateaued, but that's just your beginning.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
I
then
agree.
from there, you just keep moving.
Yeah.
You don't stop once you get a certain point. So you just keep moving. You think you have plateau. Okay, this is my next step. You go to next. So you keep growing, because that's what. If you're gonna be successful, there's no plateau. It's another step that you're at, and then you go next one. You go next one.
True.
You build from there. So it's endless.
I love that, Steve. Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. I'm taking that with me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And sometimes, we set a higher standard for ourselves, and sometimes we think that we're not progressing, but we actually are. But we just set so high standards, which is, to me, I think it's a good thing, because sometimes it makes you feel like you're not doing enough, but you actually are, because you have you always keep on increasing your standards.
It's progression.
It's progression. And I think if we maintain that uncomfortable feeling, that's where the growth happens, because the moment you become so complacent about where you're at,
Then
that's
it
where you get stagnant, you get the plateau that you're
There's
saying.
no end. I mean, you got companies. I mean, some, I won't say it, but some of the old companies that I love, electronics. I mean, they were great in the 80s, 90s, and they were like the best, but they stagnated, and then other companies that are new went past them. Now they're so behind. It's like, it's kind of sad when it was such a great product and they just lost their way, or you get complacent.
Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
because they stop growing, they stop evolving.
Yes,
I guess
absolutely.
that is a term, like those technology worked during that era, but right now, because we're so in the digital world, if these companies don't really adjust with the times, and that's
when they go away because of
It's
that.
like
Absolutely.
you're great, you're satisfied, but that you're satisfied at this point.
yeah
But then how do you go to the next point?
true
'Cause it doesn't. That satisfaction doesn't last forever,
Yeah.
unless you're just okay being where you are.
Right,
But at the end of the
exactly.
day, we're all about growing and progressing, and it's steps.
It also it depends on the stage of your life you're in. I feel, like if you're a mother with young kids, I feel that that'll also move you into a different direction, and then your
Sure.
kids grow, right? So, and it's like, okay, now you have all this time for yourself. It's like, what now? So I feel that also has, especially for women entrepreneurs, I work a lot with women entrepreneurs. Probably 90% of my clients are women entrepreneurs in different stages. And I feel that I notice that, like, it really depends on what stage of their life they are, as mothers, as wives, or even if they're single, it doesn't really matter. But if that's what helps them to evolve and get into the next step.
That is true. That's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's talk about your journey and your mindset. What belief did you have to let go to grow?
I think that I can do it all alone is one of the things that I had to let go. I've always been very independent since I was little, and I remember my mom told me, it's like, I remember you used to say, I can do it by myself. I can. Still, there was some times that I was like, I can do this by myself, but then I realized that teamwork is everything.
Yes.
And now that I have a beautiful team with me, it's like, it's been a life changer when it comes to growth. So I feel that I can do it all. Kind of, like we can do it all, women. I let go of that, and it was amazing. Very
Yes.
relieving. Yes.
Very relieving is a good word,
Yes.
because like I truly resonate with that, Jackie, because it's like, to me, as an entrepreneur myself, it's like, oh, you know what, I want it done this way, and then I'll just control everything, and then at the end of the day, you're stressed out. You're burnt out, you're stressed, and but now I'm slowly learning, you know what, you gotta trust, and you gotta leverage
Yes.
the people that you have around you.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
part of, you got to let go of certain things.
Yes.
I was the same way. you know, you want to control, you want to know everything, but then also if you do that, you're limited.
True.
You know, so.
True.
But you know, the hardest thing is finding the right people, because everyone has their own way of thinking of things, or their own thought what they could take advantage of, whatever.
Exactly.
So once you get the right people, one is you got to take care of the people that's around you.
Absolutely.
You know, and
Yeah.
I think that's where sometimes even big companies, they miss that. You know, they're all about just the numbers.
Yeah,
Sometimes
money.
it's not the numbers, it's not the pay, you know, because a lot of times, you know, I mean, old days, they love when employee had longevity, but now it's like, well, longevity means that you're paying them much as possible.
Yeah.
So you'll replace them with someone young that just came out of college, which is great, but you need new blood and old blood.
Yes.
But also you got to take care of people that's actually loyal to your company, and if you got that, then you got to keep them.
Absolutely.
That's like gold.
Right.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, absolutely.
And we always talk about transactional relationships versus relational business relationship, right? So these days, what I've learned, it's like you can only go so far with transactional relationships, but if you're able to really build a strong foundation with someone, you know, it surpasses the business level, and then you can grow together.
Yeah, I
Right,
love that. It's
right.
so true. Yeah.
Yes. So how has your definition of success changed over time?
Well, I learned to appreciate every single, even if it is a small success, even if it is a small milestone.
Yeah.
I learned to appreciate all that. I also learned that success doesn't mean to be being successful. It's also whenever you fail. So failure is also part of success. And I feel that because I failed so many times, I learned so many ways not to do things sometimes, and sometimes it cost me money and time.
Exactly.
So I feel that because I had that mindset that, hey, it's okay. Maybe let's look for another way to do it. As long as you don't give up, you are fine. You're gonna be
Yes.
fine, and keep pushing. And I brought now the magazine. You see the She Means Business magazine. And whenever I came to
beautiful.
this idea, I will tell you very, very quickly the story of how this magazine was born. But I have a campaign that is called She Means Business, and this is our third year with the campaign. Basically, what we do is that we collect the stories of women in business, and we put them together in a beautiful photography collection with a gallery, with a cocktail party at the end of the campaign. And I noticed that there was a niche in this, and a need as well, of a magazine that is not only based in look at me, feel good, they call it here, the feel good magazine. It was also, how about we work together and we all grow together
I
kind
love
of
that.
magazine.
I love
So I presented this magazine to several other magazines in town. I collaborate with them, and I mean, all of them were like, oh my God, I love this, you know, but at the same time, they were looking after the money. And I have in my head that if you love to do what you do and you do it with a heart, the money will come.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
totally agree with that.
So that is, one day I came to my house and I said to my husband, baby, I'm building a magazine. I'm going to put together a magazine. In my whole entire life, I put together a magazine. Never. I mean, I am not a designer. I'm not a writer. I'm a photographer, that I can do. But at the same time, I had no idea. So where I'm coming with this is that I created my very first magazine with not knowing nothing, but also trusting everything that I have, all my resources, right?
Yes.
My resources are my connections. My resources are the people that surround me, that believe in my project.
Yes.
And that's why this magazine was born. And I remember when I took it to the printer, the lady was like, are you sure you never put a magazine together? I'm like, I am sure. This is my first one. She looked at it and she's like, this is impressive. Like the quality of your magazine, the quality of your photography. Well, I'm like, well, the photography, I can
Yeah, for
definitely,
sure, yeah,
I have that cover, you know, but it was the quality of everything that was put in that magazine. So I've been growing. In every single issue, we have something that it's different because we are growing with it. We don't know what we're doing, but we have the right people to build it, and they all have the heart in it. And I feel that yes, the first one is not perfect, and I didn't aim for perfection. I aimed for done, and it was done at the time that we wanted. Second one, way better. This third one we are launching, I don't know when this podcast is going to come out, but the third one we're launching in May, which is our Mother's Day, Father's Day issue. We'll love for you guys to be there for the launch in May 7th.
Yes.
And then, you know, I noticed that every single issue gets better and better, but I feel that because I didn't stop with the first one, I couldn't say, this is not perfect, not what I wanted. But I just decided to keep pushing and keep learning. I'm learning every issue. I'm like, oh, we can do it this way better.
Exactly.
And then it has errors. I mean, the first one had error. The second one, there's a small error. But I actually put it out and I said, listen, there's an error here. Did that stop me? No. Do I feel bad? Absolutely.
But keep moving.
Yeah, but keep moving,
going.
Yeah.
The show must go on.
Yeah.
But it's fail fast, fail cheap, right? So
Yes.
the faster that you get over the failures, the sooner you get to the success, right?
Absolutely,
Because
yeah.
that's the only way to success.
You
Right?
succeed from failures.
Exactly. There's no
if
other
things
way.
worked out
There's no
perfectly,
other way.
then no one would respect, what you create and stuff. So it's you got to just keep moving, and nothing's perfect in the beginning. I think
True.
that's where
Right.
a lot of people in business and what they want to create, they stop because they're trying to get it to the perfect point. Nothing's ever perfect, but also you got to start somewhere, and then you tweak it. So just like I said, like you weren't 100% comfortable with it first, but second, third it gets even better. But I think the great thing that helps you, but you have an eye.
Yes.
You have a vision.
Yes. I have a vision, yes.
I mean, people, when you're looking at magazines, you're looking at pictures and how it looks. So that's half the thing, and then content is the other piece. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
these pictures look amazing in these magazines. You guys got to see our magazine. I mean, they're
know.
great. So
Thank you.
Look
Yeah.
at this. This is
SheMissBusinessMag.com.
pretty.
Yeah.
And this is the
This is
one
the one?
for March and April.
Yes,
Nice.
and you can
I
see the
love
fully
it.
interactive digital magazine in
Very.
Shimi's Business Mag, mag.com, and it's free. It's free to read it. I mean, if you're a woman in business, or if you are somebody that supports women in business, I mean, that's what we are there for.
Of course. Yeah.
Right. That's right. Okay, so what lessons did life teach you the hard way, but you're grateful for now?
Exactly.
It gets
It's gonna be
tougher.
another-
Oh gosh, I mean, I'm a middle child. I can tell you that, and then with that, I'm just gonna say, gosh, it's been a lot of lessons. Some of them, or most of them, very hard, and but I learned from them, and I cannot really bring one that I can't actually say, because there's so many. Like, gosh, I mean, when I started with my business, when I got my first client, my first headshot client, I mean, it was so many. Like, it was not perfect. It was so messy. My life has been so perfectly messy, but amazing and happy. So
That's what makes it even better.
yeah,
If everything was perfect, then just like, okay, it was perfect.
yeah, that's what I think.
So you need the bad, ugly, nasty, and everything else put together. To me, it's like where you are. It's like putting, making soup. It's like you take different pieces from different things you learn, or
Yes.
put it together, and then you are who you are.
Yeah.
If you didn't have the ugly, bad, nasty stuff in the past, you wouldn't be where you're at. It's not everything was like great and this is where you are.
Yes,
So
yes.
everything makes you appreciate and grow. So you could talk about what happened, but at the end of the day, it's you are who you are because everything that's happened.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And I like the fact that you mentioned your vision. As long as you keep to your vision, there's I notice myself pivoting. There's so many times I've pivoted in my business with Your Global Connection, but that's how you kind of navigate towards the success. Like, if you know that this is not working, all right, maybe slightly pivot this way, and then do this way, and then you seem to like get out and walk
just
towards your
that's life.
It's just little adjustments. Just like
Absolutely.
anything else, like driving a car. I mean, you think you turn like a centimeter and it goes this way. It's not like
Exactly.
you're turning like this. So just like life, sometimes all you need is that little pivot.
Absolutely.
And also, I think when people want to be at a certain point, I think a lot of people are almost at that high point, like top of the roller coaster, and they just give up when they're like almost there.
True.
And then you need to just at the end of the day, if you believe in what you do and you love what you do, then you just got to be pressing, because if it was so easy, then everyone would be successful.
Yes,
Absolutely.
exactly. Yeah.
That's
I always tell my kids, it's like whenever they're going to do something that is hard for them, I'm like, but did you die? Because there's a movie, I don't remember what's the name in English, the sled something. But
the funny one. The one in Vegas? Yeah.
No, this one is a sled one, but whenever they fell in the sled, and he's like, Sanka, are you dead? So we have that running joke with my kids, because I'm like, so Sanka, are you dead? Like, you didn't die, you're fine. As long as you didn't die, you're fine. You'll learn or something. I mean, something is gonna come out from it.
Right. It's not that bad. If you didn't die,
yes.
If you didn't die, it's not that bad.
Exactly.
All right. So talking about connections and relationships, how have relationships or community played a role in your journey?
Oh my God, Jennifer, you see this magazine, that's all connections and community.
I
That's
can
it.
see
I
that.
mean, it's built on that. And whenever you see our Instagram page, I purposely didn't want to pay any type of advertising or any type of, attention, just because I wanted to see how it will grow organically.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you're going to notice in that Instagram page, She Means Business Mag, is that there's a lot of collaborations. So the page is made out of collaborations. And when I saw that, I was like, this is it. I mean, because of the community that I created, or we created during all these years of being in photography, I was able to bring this together. I mean, it's built in community and all the connections. So all these women are amazing at doing the same thing I do, which is connecting and really creating those relationships that you, Jennifer, were talking about.
That's right. That's right. So speaking of connections, what makes a connection meaningful to you?
Well, I think there's many things, but if I can think of something that is very important, I think it's honesty.
Yes.
And let's see if I can see this word. Reliability. Is
go.
that the right word? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Accountability, reliability.
Yeah, right. Reliability, so that you can trust them, right? That you can count on them whenever they say, I'm going to be there, they're going to be there. There's no flakiness. And I feel that is one of the things that I see first in people, like, okay, how reliable you are. So how reliable you are, because at the same time, it's, yes, you're going to be collaborating with me. I'm probably going to be serving you if it is through photography. But at the same time, what if I send you a client? I mean, I want to look good if I send you a client,
Absolutely.
like, I don't want to be like, oh no, she didn't call me back,
Yeah.
or she said she was going to come and didn't come. So to me, that is like the most valuable piece that I can see in any type of collaboration.
Yeah. And was there a person or a moment when one connection changed everything for you?
Oh my God, I have a really cool story. So, but this is nothing related to the magazine. There's a lot related to the magazine, but in my photography business, I've been a photographer for a very long time. And I was, like charging normal prices. Like I felt that I was making it, charging $800 for a photo shoot. But one day I was in Florida, and I was taking care of somebody that had a surgery. So I had like 10 days to do nothing, really. Yeah. So I post on Facebook. I'm like, if anyone wants to talk cameras, I'm here in Florida. I'm here in Miami. So if you want to chat, it was a photography group. And one person responded, Gabby Klein, that's her name. One of the most successful pet photographers in Boca Raton, right? I'm like, okay, so we jump on the phone call, and we're like talking, and she told me, she's like, I'm one of the most expensive photographers of Boca Raton. I'm like, oh, okay, what? I want to hear more about that, because it's a pet photographer, and like in many people's mind, including mine at that time, like I was like, how much money can you make as a pet photographer, right? She was making $500,000 a year,
Pets.
Yeah, well, not only that, it's the business model.
Okay.
So
wow,
we hit it off right away. She took. I can share with you some of the photos, but I took photos of her in Boca Raton, and we were playing with her dog. She has an amazing dog, and we did some photos with her dog. And after that, because of that connection and that, she's a sweetheart, first of all, but also she connected me with a photographers group where these are higher achievers, okay? These are six figures photographers, and I was never able to to hit that 6-figure.
Yeah.
But because of my business model, right? So because of that connection that I created with her, she started, I was getting involved with all the other people, and I learned how to create a business that is, yes, you give pretty pictures, but at the same time it's an experience-based business. So always the happiness of your client comes first, right? So that is something AI cannot take away from you at all, because the way you make people feel before you take the photos, you can create beautiful photos as a result, and that is going to stay in their mind. So that was one connection, and that is the long story short, but that is the one connection that definitely changed my life, and so many too, because I've been meeting so many amazing women like you, Jennifer. I mean, it's like, yes.
And speaking of connection, I was just telling Steve earlier, because we were talking while waiting for you. It's like, how did you meet Jackie? I'm like, I met her through a good friend of mine, Gigi. So see the power of community.
I love Gigi.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, I love Gigi. So Gigi Roundtree. Hello, Gigi.
Yes. Hi, Gigi. We're talking about you.
Yeah, I know. I hope you're not biting your tongue today. But yeah, so through her, I met Jackie, and then we did a podcast, and it was an amazing podcast, very emotional, but it was really nice. But the power of connection, you'll never know who you'll meet through just real connections, real relationships, and I really appreciate the true connections that we have.
Yes.
Absolutely. Just like about like that 6th degree of separation, you never know, but it's also, I mean, it's one person at a time.
Yeah.
And sometimes that one person changes the whole dynamics of where you go. So just like her and Boca Raton, I mean, she helped you navigate and realize it's not just a picture. It's about the relationship, connecting with them, and then you take the true picture of them, and then they see that you actually captured them, not just a picture.
Absolutely.
So,
and me working with humans, especially women, is like women most of the time come with a lot of things on them in their hearts or in their mind when they come into a photo shoot, and if I just ask them to stand up there and pose the best they can, I mean, it's not gonna do anything good for their self-esteem.
Yes.
So to me was like very powerful to be able to change that, more focused, because I did it before, my whole entire life I've been doing this, but change the way my experience works before people even step in front of my camera.
Like taking the picture is the last step.
Yeah. And it's like, here, you have pretty pictures.
Right? And that's not it. It's capturing the whole thing.
It's capturing the personality, their essence.
Exactly.
Yes. Thank you, Steve.
Exactly.
The spirit of the person.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And when you do the right picture, then you could actually see that.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
And I hope that a lot of photographers will see that. I want all these photographers doing a lot of money. I'm training photographers as well. So
nice.
not only to take photos, but also to give that beautiful experience to their clients so they can actually make a living. Because, and just being completely honest, a photographer that charges $500, $800 and gives you 1,000 photos, they're not making any money.
Yes.
So it's very expensive, a photography business. So they're not making any money. I wasn't making any money back in the day, and I didn't know until I knew the difference. Yeah.
Right. So let's talk about your work in your organization. What do you do now, and why does it matter to you personally?
I help women see their spirit and their essence. I'm a photographer. Yes, I'm a photographer, and I've been doing this for 21 years. I actually study photography, communications in college in Guatemala, and it had a major in photography. And I'm just gonna be completely honest here. Photography in school, don't do it. Do business or something like that, because photography changes so much.
Yes.
But I've been doing this for so long that I've seen all the changes, from analog to digital. And I was one of those that was in a dark room, like I learned all that stuff, which is good, but it's not useful
anymore.
Yeah. But so I'm doing that. I have a studio in the Anthem area, and it's like my happy place. I create there. I invite people to bring that energy too. So to me, it's all about energy. I'm inside of a dance studio, which is even more happy for me.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this photography for a very long time now. I focus on women in business mostly.
And do you still do the dance classes in your studio or just photography?
Not in my studio. I actually teach at several locations and around town, mostly Henderson. But I kept 2 classes only a week just to keep myself, because that's like my happy too. So I want to do everything that makes me happy. Dancing makes me happy. And believe it or not, whenever, and that's again another podcast, but I connected to so many people just by teaching Zumba that I noticed that there's doing something good for me, not only, but also for a lot of people that come to my classes. They're business owners too, you know, like, and they're like, oh my God, I really like you because you're happy.
Yeah.
So, yep, I teach. Not in my studio, but I do teach. Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's say for women like me who wants to join you through dance, where do we go, and how do we get to know about these schedules?
So I teach only at EOS right now.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
Good to know.
the one in San Rose, what is it? San Rose and Amigo by the M Casino, and the other one is 215 and Stephanie and 215.
Okay.
So I teach there only mornings, Monday and Thursday, 10:45. And so if you don't have a membership, you can always call me and I can get you a membership. So you can try the class, because I'm always about like, you know, try it. I mean, I'm going to say like Zumba is not for everyone, but it's for everyone that loves music and wants to dance. So you don't have to be a dancer to dance Zumba. I'm not a dancer myself, but a professional one. But in my head I am, in my heart I am.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Yes.
It makes you feel good.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
It's my happy place for sure.
So who do you feel most called to serve through your work?
Women. Women. It's sorry, Steve, I don't want to I can take your headshots. But you know, like I work with men as well. But the majority of the people, the women that come to my studio are looking for definitely something different. I mean, it's again a big percentage come because they are going through something in their life, and need like a rebranding or maybe a divorce, you know, like they come into the studio, and then whenever they see themselves in such a beautiful light, you know, all glammed up, and it's just such a pleasure to witness that, you know. So it's being women mostly.
Then it builds their confidence, and also just have them look outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Where they're kind of stuck.
Yeah.
Right.
As themselves. So
Yeah, but men are also part of what my clients are, but mostly women.
Yeah, I think
I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, men feel that way also. They get stuck and they don't have the confidence. So
yeah,
it's like I said, it's all about physical and mental. It's a combination of both.
Yeah, but you know, like me being a woman, like I can come to a woman and say, oh my God, you're gorgeous. You know, oh my God, yes, you're sexy, go girl. But if I say that to a man, you're so handsome. I mean, it's going to be so weird, right? So I feel that because of that, I feel more comfortable. Yeah. And trust me, I had those experiences where I'm like, oh my God, you look so good. Like that shirt fits well. And people think I'm hitting on them. I'm like, I'm married.
They get the wrong message and it changes everything.
Exactly.
All right. So what impact do you hope your work has on others?
Well, I think I'm already leaving it. I had so many women come to me and said, you changed my life, and without me even knowing, you know, like it could be through dance, and it could be through the photography work I do, or even through a connection, you know. You never know who you can meet.
Absolutely.
And creating these meaningful connections where you can actually collaborate or refer to somebody else is what had changed a lot of people's worlds. And sometimes you don't understand how people or why people come into your life until you're like, oh, that was why, you know. And we need to be grateful for that. But I hope that the impact that we are creating right now with the magazine, with photography, and with so many things that we are doing stays and gets bigger, you know, like a snowball.
And collaboration and opportunities, let's talk about that. How can people best collaborate or connect with you?
Well, connect. I'm really good in social media. I'm very active, a photographer who dances, separated by underscores, and we also have She Means Business Mag. I don't really manage that page, but I do engage. So if there's comments or something like that, I am sometimes the one responding or the one posting. But a photographer who dances, you will see all me in that one. And But that is a way to connect, websites, JaquelineAndrea.com or SheMeansBusinessMag.com, and ways to collaborate. I mean, if you're a woman in business or you're a man in business, because, okay, I want to be completely clear, okay, Steve, because I want to say this. She Means Business Magazine, it is not a feminist movement, okay? I want men to be part of it. And because of that, we have so many things coming up where men are also going to be able to collaborate, even though it's called She Means Business Magazine, right? But another way to collaborate is by being a guest writer, advertising with us. I mean, we have the podcast as well. We have so many ways, or just come to our events and meet our people. I feel that our bubble is a very cool bubble. I call it the bubble because I know there's a lot of things going on outside of it.
Yeah.
But no, in our bubble, we're happy. We collaborate. We do business. We grow.
Yeah. Well, speaking of growth, what are you currently building, growing, or exploring?
The magazine. The magazine is something that I'm building and growing,
Yes.
and I'm very proud of it. But don't get me wrong, sometimes I sit down and cry myself out because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, mommy. But then there is that spark that makes me realize that I'm doing things right, even though maybe I don't really know what's going on, right? And just to give you an example, this morning, Megan Wilson, gosh, she's been so good. I want you to meet Megan Wilson. I want you guys to meet Megan Wilson. Amazing person. She's one of my editors, her and her mom. And she called me this morning and she said, well, I think what you're doing is amazing. And she gave me props for the magazine. We're in the deadline right now, so we're doing all the revisions and everything.
Yes.
And she gave me so many good pointers to make this even better, the flow, the systems behind the magazine a lot better. And I feel that it's something I should really embrace, and all these people.
And who would you love to connect with next and why?
I want to connect with everyone. I am the kind of person that whenever I go to places, I'm like, do you want to be my friend? I want to play with everyone. And that's the one of the things. Like, I don't belong to all these women networking groups, not all of them, right? I belong maybe to one and that's it. But I do participate in so many of them. And I noticed that bringing all these groups together is very challenging for many people, but it became very natural to me. So just in this last event, I know you couldn't go. It was all women, but we had so many of the presidents from these groups that it's very rare to see in one room. And I was like, good, because I'm always being like this. I don't want separation. I want everyone to be friends and collaborate. So I feel that everyone that is open to that, and it doesn't matter, like, if you're a photographer and you come to me, I'm like, how can I help you?
Right.
And I open my studio to some photographers to also rent. And sometimes they're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I need to do this headshots. And I'm like, let me help you. I'll set up for you.
Nice.
I will do some testing. And I teach them, this is the way to do it. I've been doing it for so long that it's like, I want that for everyone in any field. So that is what I want.
Because you were there before. So you know what their struggles are. So it's kind of passing, sharing the wealth, sharing the experience. And, I think the more you share, the more you help others, it makes you more successful.
Yeah.
But sometimes people just want to be like, it's me, it's mine, and I did it, so I'm not going to tell anyone, it's a secret. But I think the more you share what you learn, it helps you grow bigger even. And also, it feels good to help other people. And
True.
So I love that, it's in a way you're giving back to the community.
Yes.
Giving back to the people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it makes me very happy. And as you said, like, you never know who you can be helping, but I didn't have that. And I don't want people not to have that if I can help it,
Right. And it, in this day and age, collaboration is the new currency.
Yeah.
Right. So if you have that abundance mindset versus the scarcity mindset, you see life and see business in a different way. Like, for example, for you did mention that you're not what is this? You're okay being around other photographers.
Yeah.
Right. And then you even help them out.
Yeah.
Share your studio with them. I think that's a great example of collaboration.
Yeah, I love that. I love what you're saying. And now that I have a magazine, now you know how the brain works is like things start coming to you. And I have been meeting a lot of women that have magazines, and I'm like, oh my God, how can I help you? Like how can I collaborate with you? I'm like very excited. I'm like, let's make friends. Let's go for a coffee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So would you like to promote your magazine?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is She Means Business magazine, and it's made with a lot of love and effort from a big group of women entrepreneurs. You will see Gigi Ronstree. She's one of our writers. You have Erica Lemar, Jessica Lee. I mean, I don't want to forget any names, but Sarit Shoshani. What we are doing with this is that we are creating sections that talk about different topics, right, that affect us as women entrepreneurs. And one of them is, for example, empowering motherhood. That's Jessica Lee, and she writes about how to navigate this, or we have one that is very fun, in my opinion, because I love dogs, and it's called Paws and Profits. And it's, for example, how you can bring your dog to be part of your personal brand, right? That's why one of the first articles that we wrote with Paws and Profits. And there's so many ways, there's so many articles that are very interesting. So I invite everyone to read these articles, read the magazine, tell us how you feel about it. And you can find the fully interactive digital magazine in shemeansbusinessmag.com. And I'm very proud of that magazine too, because it's not your regular flip book, I mean, there's some magazines that are like, oh, this is the digital interactive magazine, and the interaction is flipping the page. No. This is like, you see it like pop-ups, call to actions, click here.
That's awesome.
It's really cool.
Interactive.
It's very interactive and keep people engaged. So in the very first edition, we passed actually the 10,000 reader mark, which is something I'm very, very proud of, because I always say, I was like, at the beginning, I thought it was going to be my mom, my dad, my sisters reading it, but apparently there's more people interested in this.
Wow.
So we're very proud of it. Yes, in the very first one.
Great benchmark, right?
Yes, I was like, oh, no way. Whenever I saw the numbers, I'm like, my eyes were like, oh my God.
And you know what's funny is usually it's so surprising how strangers are actually your number one supporter.
Yeah.
And I've experienced that so many times. I'm like, wow, I'm so happy to get the support of someone who hasn't even met me at all. So that's really
but also is being in the right circle, because I feel that because I created this community from the beginning, I see a lot of the people that are around me supporting me 100%.
Yes.
And yes, the strangers, of course, yay, but having that support from the people that you actually hug is like, oh my God, thank you very much.
That's the best.
That is the best. Yeah.
Yeah. So this has been such a powerful conversation, and thank you so much for sharing your story, Jackie.
Thank you.
Really appreciate that. And honestly, conversations like this are exactly why we created this podcast. And
it's building another community, outside of yours. So it's just connecting with people and finding the right people and finding the right support. Sometimes, family and friends aren't always the best support.
True.
But when you get strangers that really support you, I think that gives you even more energy. And that's actually organic. It's not they're forced to. They actually see what you're doing.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I love, just doing it, the organic growth, organic progression, to me is the best, and that's, to me, is the lasting progression.
True. Yep. I totally agree with that. So if this conversation resonated with you, don't just listen, move. Send the message, make the introduction, and follow up, because the opportunity you're waiting for might be on the other side of the conversation you haven't started yet. So at your Global Connection, we're building more than events. We're building a global ecosystem where relationships turn into real opportunities. And if this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who needs that reminder today. And if you're ready to get in the right room, stay connected with us and be part of what we're creating. Until next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.